Hi guys, welcome back to the Philadelphia Union podcast here on my channel. I'm Zero. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I don't think I did one since June, sometime before the MLS's back tournament popped in. But we got to talk about the Union winning the Supporters Shield yesterday. It was absolutely fantastic. I filmed a live reaction as it was happening and posted on my channel. Super stoked. Obviously, we want the MLS Cup. That's the big one. But let's give credit to this team for winning this first trophy in the team's history here in our 11th season. It took us. So I want to go through some players and stuff and talk about who really stepped up during this. I think the whole team kind of stepped up, but certain individuals, of course, more than others. First things first. Let's give credit to Jim Curtin, the head coach. 2 years ago, a lot of people were calling for him to be fired. Even myself, didn't really care whether he stayed or he went. I had no opinion. I was like, well, if he goes, he's fired, whatever. But at this point, we got to keep him. Even if we don't win MLS Cup this year, there's no reason to get rid of him because he knows the team, he knows the system, he knows the city. And he's gotten us a trophy here, and he has certainly developed as a coach. So big credit to Jim Curtin for changing his tactics these last 2 seasons, developing some really good young talents, and getting us a trophy, pushing all the right buttons. He has just been phenomenal coaching-wise the past 2 seasons, and there's no reason to let that up and just keep him here so he keeps developing. That said, the players, I got to give credit to Captain Alejandro Bedoya, who really had a phenomenal season so far. He scored some big goals, he's made some big plays, does work both sides of the ball, and just does a lot of little things that don't show up in the stats sheet that help the team keep moving, and just leads with his heart and soul out. He leaves everything out there on the field, has so much passion for the club, and you really couldn't ask for a better captain on and off the field. He is the definition of a team captain. You got another player like Jamiro Montero. We started off this season slow, but he's really revved up lately when we needed him, and looks like the Jamiro Montero that we had last year, and certainly a DP worthy, as well as how about Jose Martinez, who is a new signing this year. He's been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Ernst Tanner and Jim Curtin did a great job bringing him in because he has fit the team perfectly. He's exactly what they needed in that that holding midfield role, winning the ball. But not only that, his tackling is strong. He shuts down, other teams' star players. He's strong in the tackle. He wins the ball a lot. He gets to those second balls too. But his distribution with the ball is really smart, and he's so good at holding possession. He's really good at using his body to shield and hold ball in tight spaces and play his teammates and keep the team going. And he can hit a long pass as well. He's just phenomenal in there, and a player that we're really lucky to have. And without him, there's no way we would have won this trophy. Of course, Brenden Aaronson. Let's just talk about all the youngsters, all the homegrown, the youngsters who are on the team. Of course, Brenden Aaronson, Mark McKenzie had huge roles this season. Both were outstanding, and will continue to play well into the playoffs, I'm sure. Anthony Fontana as well was outstanding. He scored 6 goals, had a really good run going. He just looks to have a knack for the goal and can really finish. So he's one to keep developing. Matt Real, I thought, had some good spells. He's still developing, but I think he's got a lot of potential. Matt Real, I like him. And, of course, he had cameos by Jack DeVries and Cole Turner at one point. As far as other homegrowns go, Matt Freese, of course, played goal in the deciding game to win them the Supporters Shield with Blake out, and looked very comfortable. Wasn't tested all that often, but he did play a lot last season, and I thought he looked really good last year as well. So he's a keeper for the future. Hopefully one that they will hang on to. If Blake ever decides to leave or retire or whatever, there's that. Credit to the back line. We had the best defense in the league, which was a huge, reason why we won as well. Jacob Glesnes was a big signing. Mark McKenzie, of course, playing really well. Gaddis and Wagner, very good. But even their fill-ins for the times they were out, players like Bizo and Matt Real coming in, stepped up and played really well. Held down the fort, so to speak. You had Ilsinho coming off the bench, did his magic. He scored some big goals and just provided some really big, assists as well. Up top, you got Shabilko, 8 goals for him, I believe, and Santos also had 8 goals, so they split the attack there very well. Both had their spells and really worked hard for the team defensively as well. Corey Burke came back recently. He scored a couple goals, including one in this regular season finale. Andrew Wooten didn't score. He's not scoring goals, but he had 4 assists, and he made some big plays as well, including a big goal line clearance late in the season that helped them secure a victory. So without that, we may have not won the Shield. I feel like his role is not to score goals. I think Curtin realizes that now, that Wooten's not really getting into good spots to score, but he's doing other little things that are showing up, and I think that's why he keeps playing him. And I can see why, because Wooten, he does work hard, and he's pretty good at, linking up other players, and he's provided a few assists as well. Who else have we not talked about here? We've talked about Bedoya, Montero, Aronson, the back line. Blake, of course, in net was fantastic. He's got to be MLS's Keeper of the Year, as well as Curtin has to be the top coach. So, everybody's stepping up, playing so well. So proud of this team. We had the best defense, best goal differential. Just looked unbeatable at home. In fact, we went 9-0-0 at home. And this is the year for us to win MLS Cup. We might not win it this year, but this is our year because we have home field throughout. We have a very deep squad. And, the time is right. Good momentum going. Good system. Players know their roles. People are getting healthy. We just need Blake to get healthy now. And I think, this is our year. And before we get, I want to give shout-outs to Warren Creval and Jack Elliott as well, who played big roles on the team this year. Big Jack Elliott, love him. He's kind of rotated in and out of the side. But because you think after this season we're going to be losing Brendan Aronson to Europe and possibly even Mark McKenzie, so there's 2 homegrowns gone. Players like Ilsinho, Bedoya, Gaddis, Blake, they're getting old. They're getting older. How many years do they have left? I wouldn't be surprised if Ilsinho retires after this season. I hope he doesn't, but he could. Bedoya is 33. Gaddis is 30 or 31. Blake, I think, is like 30 years old. So they're all getting older, and the veterans, but we still have a good crop of young players coming up, like Fontana, like Real, DeVries, that can come through and hopefully make an impact in seasons to come. Matt Freese and net, of course. And if the Ernst Tanner starts keeps signing players like Martinez and Glesnes and Sergio Santos and Montero, and the titles, the trophies are going to keep coming as long as they keep the system and find the right players to plug in, which they have. So well done to the Union. Really, really proud of this team. So happy to have a trophy. We do want that MLS Cup. That's what they got to focus on now. I'm going to be glued, hopefully, to the TV if I'm not working, watching these playoff games. Well, they're one-off games, so we don't know our opponent yet. We have to wait until the playing games are finished. Could be New England, could be Miami, could be Montreal. The only team I think we can't play is, I think, Nashville. So it's going to be either New England, Montreal, or Miami. We have had New England's number, but they still scare me because they have a lot of offensive options in there, and they aren't exactly the easiest team to score on all the time. Pretty good defense and good goalkeeping. Miami, we've beaten them before. We can beat Montreal. Miami does have the superstars, but I still think they're trying to put something together. So I think out of all those teams, I'd want to play Montreal the most. But we'll see. They just got to get it done. At least get to the Cup. Maybe we can get to the Cup. Last year we made it by the first round of the playoffs and lost, but let's take it a step further this year. But I really think that this is our year to try and win the Cup with a full squad and home field advantage. With players leaving at the end of the season, this has got to be it. So they got to go for it. I'm sure they will. So hopefully we'll see. Thank you everybody for listening. Appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who watched my Union reaction to the or my reaction to the Union winning the Supporters Shield video has over 100 views. I'm surprised that many people watched that, but thank you. And if you're a Union fan, of course, let me know. And I'd love to chat with you a little bit, in the comments section. And let's go Union. So thanks for listening, everybody. Till next time, 0 is the number.